4 days.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
I think it should happen. Has to happen, so yeah.
Pretty sure it's gonna hit a wall. So what needs to be done to the car before the race?
Just like usual, everything. Gonna reassemble the motor, add fluids, test fuel, install the motor, flush the brakes, raise and soften the suspension,
Fit rain tires.
change tranny and diff oil.
Install wipers, add lots of Rain-X, and the list goes on and on.
See what happens.
Yep. It definitely wears on you. Being here to 10, 11 o'clock at night, 7 days a week, not seeing our family. It plays mind games with you for sure. Whose car is that, D-Man?
Yours. But it's all mashed up.
It's all smashed up?
Mm-hmm.
Did you do that to it?
Yes, I did.
A lot of people don't know that our car was designed in Forza 3 in the Xbox gaming system. And a lot of people think like, oh, someone made the car look like that in the game, and it's quite the opposite. The Forza Motorsport competition came about from James. No Photoshop was allowed, nothing. Only the features inside Forza was allowed. So the whole car itself was designed in Forza by a kid named Jason Dakins up in Canada. He was the overall winner of the contest, and there was almost 300 entries on the Forza forums. Now pitch it left, 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 left. I think you broke the motor, buddy.
You know when Uncle Adam pulls the motor out of the car? I think that's what needs to happen here.
It's just the overall exterior appearance, nothing else. The motor, none of the wheels, brakes, or anything like that are in the game.
D-Man, should we do that in our car?
But other than that, the car really is a replica of the game.
Oh, let me see. Hold on. No. Don't do it. You're gonna make me cry. Oh, thanks a lot, kid.
Last race with the head gaskets, we pulled it out. You can take the heads to the machine shop, have them check them out. They just did a very slight resurface to make sure it's all fresh. We did put it all back together, and then me going, I still got some time, and last minute went, I'm gonna pull the motor back apart. And so I tore it all down. I started at 8 o'clock at night. It's the same one we've been running all season. Same parts, same internals, same pistons. I mean, it's all going back in. So it's not being rebuilt. It's just, I call it a freshen up, which the only thing I got was new bearings, which that's all bearings are.
How much is it? $2 a foot? That gold tape's stupid. And it's crooked. Look at it. See, it's crooked right there.
Don't pull it off.
What do you mean? Come on! How am I gonna fix that?
Add more pieces.
Dude, that is even more crooked than how I had. That's horrific, man. Okay, come on. Look at that.
Will anybody even see that?
Dude, I know it's there. So the answer to your question is yes, me. And now I've pulled the tape and it's peeling off. This is just gonna have to do. I'm over it.
There's no turning back. I like $10 worth of tape into it.
Yeah. It's good. Don't pull it off. It's over. It was fine. No, now it's crooked. I'm gonna pull it all off in a second.
And the OCD, I'd say we both have it, but Noah's takes it to a different level. In college, his closet, even being, all his hangers being perfectly spaced 2 fingers apart, and when we'd have parties, friends of us would go in there and just push all his clothes apart and mess everything up and move things around. He'll have everything squared off perfectly and measured with fingers, and we'd just go turn things a little bit and just to screw with him.
This room back here almost looks like it should be an episode of Hoarders because Adam's a pack rat and he can't get rid of things, and this is 100% his room. There's something wrong with him. Like, I'll throw stuff away, which happens all day long, every single day, and he will dumpster dive and go take it right back out. And it'll be something stupid, like a piece of paper.
It's not hoarding.
Or it'll be like, oh, I could use that thing. It's like, you've never used it, you didn't even know it even existed
throw
here.
stuff away that should have been recycled. So even the contractors in the building do it too, and I'll go in the dumpster to grab metal out and throw it in the recycling bin.
Yeah, it's called a sickness. No different than my OCD.
Stupid. They should be put in the recycling area.
And he always had everywhere. I mean, always. Stacked to the ceiling, all the walls. It doesn't matter, no matter how big this place could be. If this place was 100,000 square feet, he would find a way to put something in every square corner of the room. He can't have free wall space. It just doesn't exist. So he just stacks
because if
it
there's
higher.
space, you should be able to put something there.
See? There's something wrong with him. 4 motors in garbage bags on the ground right over there
That's not 4. That's
that
10.
have cobwebs growing on them.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8.
My bad. There's 8 motors.
The oil is always strategically placed, and he thinks that it's like a grocery store, and he'll actually move it back to the front so that it's
Got to rotate stock. What are you talking about?
not lettuce.
And then he has bins over there of,
Oh, more motors.
there must be like
9.
100 used head gaskets.
Customers will use pens, and if he thinks like they're sick or something, he'll throw it away.
I don't get it. Why do you got to shake my hand? Why can't we just say hi? But I'm not like a germ freak. What about the 40 plus used sway bars that are up there? Here it comes. We should sell those. You never know. Someone might want to buy all 40 of them.
No, every once in a while I sell one.
Umpteen's amount of cardboard always jammed in a corner somewhere.
That's for the floor. I always have cardboard. That I pull out of the dumpster too.
I do go through a lot of work gloves. I mean, literally, I should probably charge customers $5 for doing anything on their car just in gloves.
Yeah, he goes through 10, 20 pair a day, I bet. Or I can make him last a couple days at times.
How's it going?
Hey, Noah.
Nice to see
Good
you
to
here.
see you.
Definitely.
Yeah, show me around the shop.
So customer waiting room / lounge. It was just a little recognition of the past. My grandfather actually built this building back in the mid-60s. He was the largest plumbing shop in Northern California for a very long time. The command center, as we call it. This is our supply room. Just everything that we use on a daily basis, from OEM parts to brake rotors, brake pads, all the aftermarket kind of amenities that we need. Got my gift basket in case you need some crypto.
Yeah. Not quite sure what you use that petroleum jelly for.
Yeah. Artwork
Oh,
on the wall.
yeah, I love the artwork.
And then we have 3 bays. This is like my daily lift. This is my area where I work. This is day-to-day jobs, cars that come in and out all day long. This lift over here is Adam's lift.
So this is all Adam's mess over here?
That is part of Adam's junk pile for sure. We have all our OEM gaskets, so basically we could do, I don't know, 30 or 40 motor jobs at a time if we needed to. The race car kind of lives on this lift. This is the motor building room / lounge-ish area. Kind of we call it the headache room. This is just the kind of lounge area, and most people ask, why would you have this inside your kind of motor building area? And it's simple. Place to lay down. Away from the shop, away from the phone. There's no phones in here, there's no radio, there's nothing. At some point we're gonna have to spend the night here, and it's just a nice place to get away.
night before the race, and as usual, me being a procrastinator, last minute, and just getting the engine back in. I work better under pressure. Possible chance of rain, like 60%, which will be unfortunate that we're in California and it's gonna rain after it was just 90 plus degrees 2 days ago. It's gonna really change things up. The really high power cars definitely suffer.
Yeah, it rained on the East Coast track this year. They had like a 6-car pileup.
They had a lot of wrecks. The car running in the rain, I don't think it ever has. If it has, it was just a track day thing probably several years ago. It's a completely different strategy, and the speeds will be much slower, and hope people don't wreck.
It's wet. It's already rained through the night. I think today is going to be on and off, but I think no matter what, it's going to be wet out. And then tomorrow, it looks like the forecast says just rain all day. Infineon Raceway itself doesn't have like a massive crown to it to have a lot of runoff. Typically, cars don't run there in the rain. They can, but it's not a track that's built around wet conditions. So it gets a lot of standing water.
Different tires. They're really a street tire. That's just, they're supposed to do it right in the wet. We had to make a last minute decision. With the weather, we saw it getting worse and worse. Right now, it's just a matter of moving water to help them get them around the track.
I've never been to Infineon as a spectator, a driver, at any event where I haven't seen a crash. I'm still nervous, and it's like, I don't know.
It should be fine.
Yeah,
There's no reason to go off.
it's simple.
Take it
yeah.
easy, go around the track. It doesn't have to come to that.
If the car hits a wall, no one better be around me. Someone's gonna get hurt.
Since the last race, even though we had some downtime, we didn't make that many changes. The head gasket stuff, we took care of that. Ended up being a little more work than I anticipated, and made it come down to the last hour again. So that's all redone. Same motor, so we haven't changed anything. Haven't changed tune, haven't changed any of that.
Top Tuning says, the rain's holding off. However, deer have already claimed one car today. Today's forecast, rain with a chance of deer.
They hit a deer on the track. In better news, Brian Locke already did a 141.
That's crazy.
Last run out, he did a 139 on slicks. Then he did a 141 in the wet. Awesome.
We went out this time on the wet tires, and it really, the conditions really don't warrant going out on the wet tires, and we didn't have any problem. The racing line seems to be clearing off, so we're going to hope that the weather continues to get better throughout the day, and we'll be running sticky NT01 tires throughout the day.
to come in.
If it's like this, you gotta run the other tires. And I stayed out there for a while because I thought it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a few laps for it to really soak the ground. It took one lap.
This track is slippery to begin with. There's no point in keep turning laps in the rain on those tires. Here comes the weather we're gonna have for the rest of the weekend.
This is a extreme change from a last race.
Yeah, I mean,
From 100 degrees
total
to 55
opposite.
degrees.
And wet. Gonna suck. For as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah, it's just fuzzy now, isn't it?
Dude, I'm so uncomfortable with this, dude.
When the boost comes on, if I try to accelerate out of a corner, but cornering and braking okay, it's just acceleration. All four wheels brake loose at the same time.
I mean, it's ridiculous. They shouldn't be running in this shit. It's stupid.
Nobody runs like this.
I know.
Yeah, this is retarded. We should not be running in this weather. And not because I'm some pussyfoot and don't want to be out in the rain. This is unsafe. There's no organization that would continue to allow the cars to run. It's pretty despicable, to be honest with you. And it's just going back to what we said earlier. It's just another form of greed. You know, they don't want to refund anyone. So let people ball up their cars. What do they care? It makes for good stories for them.
Or just rip the bumper off the car.
Who did?
We did.
Of the GTR?
Yeah, off.
All right.
Dug the nose in, ripped the splitter off, destroyed an oil cooler.
It seems that they make exceptions for competitors, they change the rules all the time just based on whims or whatever is better in their interest for whatever reasons, and it's been very hard to deal with.
Wait a minute, who's running, who's your wets?
The guy who's destroying everybody.
Works?
Yeah.
Those aren't legal.
He works as in our class, your class, and he has full Lexian.
It seems the rules or the formats, the policies can change with little notice.
One, he can't see, and two, he said, whatever you adjusted, go back because it's just popping. Wow, this really couldn't be any worse.
Yeah, it could. It could be a monsoon.
Pretty horrible, conditions-wise.
That was the most wet session that we've had all day.
How does a car perform in the rain?
What do you compare it to?
Well,
Ice skating?
even with a rain tire, you have to be very gentle with your inputs. Easy on the brakes, easy on the steering, and during transition of the car, everything has to be very fluent and very soft inputs. The turbo boost, it accelerates so hard that I was breaking all four tires loose. The main challenge was just accelerating smoothly out of a corner.
James had mentioned that the car is bucking, and we're checking the MAF sensor, which is a mass airflow sensor. It monitors there, and we think it's probably wet. There's tons of water coming out of this. We have a cold air intake, and we have a bag around, a specific bag that's designed for water for intakes, and it's still, I don't think it's pulling it through the filter. I think just because the other open areas of the car, there's enough water getting through it and getting onto the sensor. Even right here, all the water coming through here. We just cleaned it off, but it's still getting soaked. There's already been like 4 or 5 cars wrecked today. Another car just went off. You're gonna eat it right in your face. The window's just wrecked. There's just streaked everywhere.
It's an attempt to make the window not fog up. For combating fog.
Gaffer tape.
I can't hardly get on it at all.
Because of the conditions or because of the
No,
bucket?
because of the bucket. It's huge. I mean, 3,500 RPM, nothing.
Well, it's all wet up in here. This whole area is soaked. I dried the map out with the compressed air.
This session is black flag because the car went off in 10.
What are we supposed to do about the map? And we took the filter out, cleaned off the sensor, and the car was fine for like half a lap or 3/4 of a lap, and it's just, I mean, it's sopping wet outside. It is, as they're saying, like in turn 9, it's like a lake. And you can just see sheets of water like shooting 6 feet tall from cars driving through it. I mean, it's wet. The MAF sensor, or the mass airflow sensor, is so critical. And what's happening is there's water getting physically on the meter portion of it, and it's affecting how much air truly is getting by it. So it can't accurately read it. So it's throwing off the tune is what's happening. Even with us taping things up and trying to shroud things, it's still getting wet.
I was hoping to go have some drinks afterwards and not have to work on the car, so I might try to do both. We should take advantage of our shop being 10 minutes away, go there and try to make something.
More likely than not, we'll try to box it all in so that way the sensor as well as the filter and everything is all enclosed. It's getting wet from everywhere. We can't completely seal the thing up. It needs to draw air, but we need to, at minimum, get the sensor and the filter isolated in the same area and sealed.
Hey, Noah. Dude, it's like 8:45. Where are you guys?
Finishing the intake.
All we had to do is like trim it up.
Yeah, Adam wanted a redesign on it.
So, are we running the car today?
Our Ghetto Fabulous intake tube is still sucking in water, so we're going to resort to Plan Z. The sensor's sopping wet. The filter's like 10 pounds, dude. We're going to try to do something really stupid. HVAC dryer vent for your dryer.
The way it comes up, it's going to look ghetto. So we probably shouldn't even do it because of the harassment we're going to get from it.
Look at that ghetto. tried.
The rain sucked. It made the car not run well. It ran, but it's limping around.
I'm not interested in continuing to run the car, personally. There's just no point. We're going to end up like everyone else.
Yeah, they're starting to drop.
We don't want to take a stranglehold in the championship by running just because you guys aren't going to run. It's dangerous out there. If you guys aren't going to run, we're going to park it.
Cobb was willing to park their car for the rest of the day, and we were going to park our car for the rest of the day.
They're packing up. They're leaving because I told them we're not running. If we run, they're going to run. And he shook my hand and he said, I have a gentleman's promise with you. We are not racing you today.
We didn't tell James that, and he had a different opinion on that.
We could potentially gain points by going in the super session.
Unfulfilled points. I want to race them heads up.
No, the championship is on the line.
We're already beating them. They're willing to pack their car up right now with us in front of them. We are in front of them right now.
In time attack.
Yes.
It's very difficult to make such an agreement in racing. Although Cobb is our partner, they're also our competitor. So we have to be looking out for our interests first.
This whole scenario only works as long as they hold up their word. And you don't think they're thinking the same thing on us? Of course they do.
But they're our competition. How can you trust what they say?
Yeah, that's true.
And I thought, all things considered, in the grand scheme of things, that it was in our best interest to continue racing, both in the time attack and the super session, despite our car not being at 100%. By making this agreement with us, they have everything to gain, and we have everything to lose. Because we could stand to gain a ton of points if they can't finish 5 laps.
I suggested that go talk to Brian over at Cobb, and then that's when things changed.
How do I know that you're not making this agreement in your best interests?
Maybe not your car, but I know how my car's handling. I am going to hit somebody.
Yeah.
That's just how it's going to be.
Preferred is not ours.
Because, like I said, I hit puddles on one side and the car does its own thing until I get out of my aquaplane. So, or we can just park it like we said and go to Auto Club and finish off our our battle there.
Didn't I already have this figured out an hour ago? It was simple. If we run, they were going to run. If they run, we were going to run. So we agreed not to run.
But are we going to run the super session or not?
We could agree that if we both park our cars for the rest of the day, maybe we could agree on that.
He got kind of pissed off and went out and laid down the fastest time and took first place. So we ended up getting third because of that. And lo and behold, they are lined up for super session.
We're all in the competition here, and we all need to look out for our own best interests. So I would prefer that we hadn't got into this whole little soap opera today, but unfortunately we did, and it is what it is. So
that's how it goes. So whatever. There's no reason to really compete in this one. It was just to throw down the time, ultimately for points. And in the end, we're actually willing to walk away from the super session.
And people might view that as, why would you do that? And it's simple. I respect what we have, I respect our car, and I'm not going to throw away $250,000 that has been invested into the car over time. That's stupid. We're not some corporate firm that can replace the car. If that car gets up, it's over. So it's simple. Secure our investment so we can come back and play again some other day when it's not raining. This is the sympathy plate from Cobb. They're like, you guys suck. Here's some cookies. That's pretty much how it goes.
Stress monster, technical monster. Don't give a what you guys think. I'm gonna go drive your car. I don't know how you deal with this.
I'm not here for most of it. I only have to deal with it 2 days at a time, and then I'm out.
When you're in Chicago or wherever the hell they were, it was so bad out. They said, can't run your cars, so everyone detached their trailers and raced all the trucks. You were there sniffing paint? What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with sniffing paint?
I can't look.
You were looking.
I thought we were trying to go for less drama. This one has more drama than anything.